Good late morning to everybody. Collection of stories that I just happened to stumble upon, and I found them interesting. So, let's get started. Most of this is on Yahoo News. So, first one. Concerned neighbors successfully rally to find mother who was filmed dragging her 9-year-old daughter by her hair. Gosh, I wonder what color this woman was. A disturbing incident involving a mother and daughter in Georgia, Georgia, was caught on tape by concerned neighbors, and now the community is rallying to come to the child's defense. As a 9-year-old girl was playing with her friends, her mother suddenly emerged, angry with her, and subjected her to shocking abuse. The mother was filmed dragging her daughter by her hair and smacking her repeatedly. In the unsettling footage that was uploaded to Facebook, this is why we still need Facebook, I guess, by Gwen Harris McKenzie, a neighbor of the mother and daughter, the mother is seen tightly gripping her daughter's hair as she sits in the grass and screams, "Get up." The mother is heard hollering at the little girl as she wrenches her to her feet and shouts several expletives at her. One clip, the woman's daughter's limp body is seen dragged through the grass by the hair as the mother pulls her away. The girl continued crying in agony and distress. Millstone! Millstone! Millstone for this bitch. According to Gwen Harris, the footage was originally captured by her niece. Don't know if any of the neighbors had witnessed this part, but some did see her chasing her, she wrote in her Facebook post while she was at work during the time of the incident. Gwen Harris and several others alerted police of the mother's actions. According to the neighbor, this was not the first time the mother's abuse was witnessed. However, it was the first time it was captured on video. I don't know her or her name. Her kids just play outside with mine, and they have said this isn't the worst she has done that they have seen. They just finally caught it on camera, Gwen Harris wrote. Prayers for those babies. The woman was identified as 27-year-old Samaria White. Samarria. Ghetto. Still needs a millstone, though. According to another neighbor, a group of neighborhood children had been playing at White's pool when the mother suddenly became angry and sent the children home. The neighbor then said she spotted White chasing her daughter down the road before dragging her by the hair. Deputy from Bibbs County Sheriff... I'm sorry. Bibbs County. I'm sorry. This is a serious story. Bibbs County Sheriff's Office were able to identify White after seeing the video. In the shocking video, which was posted to social media, the woman is seen striking the child in the face several times. When the police arrived at the mother's doorstep, she allegedly denied abusing her daughter, although officers informed her that the incident was videoed. She confessed and was taken into custody. She is currently being held on $20,000 bond and is being charged with cruelty in the first degree. White's daughter was transported to a local hospital by authorities where she was treated for bruising and redness on her chest. DCFS has been notified of the incident. It is unknown who is watching White's daughter and the two other children at the time. Where's the fucking father? Where? Where is the father? 3 children living in that home. Ooh, this make me mad. Woman need to be in jail for a long time. Where the baby daddies at? Where at? Alright, let's view comments right quick. Let's just view the comments right quick so I can calm down. I'm already mad. Alright, some nice stuff here, but nothing, let's see. No, I don't want to read this. Let's move on. Something a little more lighthearted. Okay. South Korea's Casey Farr becomes youngest player in Women's World Cup history at 16 years old. Okay, let's just because right here, it says Casey Fair beat Aisha Shia's records, which was set in 1999 Nigeria by just 8 days. Okay, so interesting. The South Korean team still lost though, 2-0. Oh man, guess that's a big thing. Casey Eugene Pair made World Cup history Tuesday in Sydney, Australia, as basically just being the youngest kid to ever show up at a FIFA Women's World Cup. Okay, so she showed up. Okay, good, and she was out on the field. Good. Farr was born in Korea but grew up in the United States. Her mom is Korean and her dad is American. They moved to the U.S. when she was just a month old, and she started playing soccer just a few years later. They settled in New Jersey, where she scored 25 goals in 15 games last fall as a freshman at Pingree School. Oh, God. Farr has trained with both the United States women's national team camp and South Korea's, though the latter quickly won out. Okay, so she's American. She's not South Korean. She's American. But they live, but apparently it says here that they kind of move back and forth. Okay, but how does this, whatever. Alright. A little darker, but necessary. Some people have already heard about this. A missing paddleboarder whose body was recovered from a Martha's Vineyard lake Monday has been identified as a beloved employee. They have the word beloved in quotes of former President Barack Obama and his family. Tafari Campbell worked in the White House, and the Obamas considered him part of their family, the former president and first lady said in a joint statement. When the Obamas were getting ready to leave the White House, they asked him to keep working for them. He's been a part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken that he's gone, the Obamas said. The Obamas have a residence on Martha's Vineyard, but they were not at home at the time of Campbell's death. Massachusetts State Police say Campbell was visiting the area at the time of the incident. Campbell, who was from Dumfries, Virginia, was seen struggling in the water of Edgar's Great Pond Sunday night before he went under, CBS Boston reported. Searchers spent hours looking for Campbell on Sunday night. The searchers included divers, flight, and boat crews. His body was recovered on Monday morning from Edgar Town Great Pond. The recovery was made approximately 100 feet from shore at a depth of about 8 feet. Campbell is survived by a wife and twin boys, the Obama said. When we first met him, he was a talented sous chef at the White House, creative and passionate about food and its ability to bring people together, the Obama said in their joint statement. In the years that followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter. Okay, I am not going to sit up here because I've already heard a Salty Cracker make mention of this yesterday, and he was joking and being funny about it, like, "Oh, did the Obamas finally kill somebody? Wonder what was going on here." And I've seen some other news since yesterday too, hinting that, oh, this might be the first Obamacide. The guy just somehow got out there in the water and everything. Look, we know the Obamas are dirty, we know the Clintons are dirty, but I don't think they had anything to do with killing this poor man. All right? He apparently had been paddleboarding for quite some time. So, this man has a wife and 2 kids, so there's nothing going on naughty and nasty behind the scenes that some people had made jokes about. But, still sad that this guy died. It really is. I hope his family finds peace. I hope the Obamas can help his family. Because the guy's got a wife and twin kids. That's just... shouldn't have been out there in the water at night anyway, but still. It's a sad thing. But I wanted to make sure that got brought up. Because, I just like, people are saying some nasty things about this. Okay. Slightly less saddening, but angering nonetheless. Vaccine politics may be to blame for GOP excess deaths. Study finds. Okay, let's read the first paragraph. The political maelstrom swirling around coronavirus vaccines may be to blame for the higher rate of excess deaths among registered Republicans in Ohio and Florida during the coronavirus pandemic, according to a study published Monday. When was this story put out? Today. The report in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine underscores the partisan divide over coronavirus vaccine that have saved lives but continue to roil American politics even as the pandemic has waned. Okay, so the first paragraph. I want everybody to remember the first paragraph gives you the basic gist of the story, right? But if you've been watching me for a while and you've been watching some of the other folks who have talked about this, you know what the deal is, folks. You know. So let's see here. First paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. Yale University researchers found that registered Republicans had a higher rate of excess deaths than Democrats in the months following when vaccines became available for all adults in April 2021. The study does not directly attribute the deaths to COVID-19. Instead, excess mortality refers to the overall rate of deaths exceeding what would be expected from historical trends. So they don't even... So, remember back in 2021 and 2022, they were feeding us this bullshit. You guys remember it. Oh, Republicans, there's going to be so many dead Republicans. There's no way Trump will get reelected because they'll all be dead. Because Republicans aren't getting the vaccine. Lies. Squishy lies, I tell you. Let's see here. Both parties experienced a sharp but similar increase in excess deaths the following winter. But after April 2021, the gap in excess death rates emerged, with the rate for Republicans 7.7 percentage points higher than the rate for Democrats. For Republicans, that translated into 43% increase in What the heck? Okay, wait, stop! Let's read this again. But after April 2021, the gap in excess deaths emerged, with the rate for Republicans 7.7 percentage points higher than the rate for Democrats. For Republicans, that translated into a 43% increase in excess deaths. You just said it went up by 7.7 percentage points higher than the rate for Democrats, and yet somehow this translated out to 43%? Literally, 50% more Republicans were dying across the country at this point. Almost 50%. How the hell is... That math doesn't make any effing sense. People are full of shit. All right, so let's just move on. Before this video is probably going to get dinged for that anyway. But folks, really? Seriously? Come on. This is just some absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It says here the excess death rates between groups could be affected by other factors such as differences in education, race, ethnicity, underlying conditions, and access to public health care, said Wallace, an assistant professor at Yale School of Public Health and the lead author. We're not saying that if you took someone's political party affiliation and were to change it from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party, that they would be more likely to die from COVID. So, for all we know, these people may have not even been Republicans. This is just... All right, moving on. This will anger you a little bit, but you'll be a little happy afterwards. As the saying goes... Well, wait a minute. Let me give you the title. Waitress takes a secret photo of a man with black and blue baby. She looked at me with a face that said help. This was written on May 6, 2023. But But the story happened in 2019. As the saying goes, if you see something, say something, and never is that more vital than when it comes to protecting children. With over 600,000 children abused in the United States every year, it's important. Jesus Christ, that's a high number. It's important that we be vigilant about spotting and reporting suspected cases. In 2019, a 21-year-old waitress at an Illinois Olive Garden restaurant named Jordan Cooper, yes, it's a woman, did just that when she noticed a toddler covered in bruises at one of the tables she was serving. The 20-month-old girl was sitting in a high chair and was accompanied by a man, a woman, and an 11-year-old girl, and initially a blanket was draped over her head, making her face difficult to see. But when the blanket slipped off and Cooper immediately saw black and blue bruises covering the baby's face, I first walked around to the baby. She looked at me with a face that said, "Help." I can't describe to you how bad she looked and how and why nobody noticed it. Cooper, 8 months pregnant herself, became very concerned and focused her attention on the family. It seemed to her that the man was being aggressive with the toddler, forcing bread sticks into her mouth and telling her, "You better eat this," while getting in her face. As the girl whimpered, the server was heartbroken and began making her co-workers aware of the situation. One of them was taking a picture of a group across at another table and made a point to capture the family in the process. Cooper said, "My colleague zoomed in on the family and asked her customers to text us the photos. It was a team effort." When Cooper saw the man take the little girl to the bathroom for a third time without a diaper bag, she could no longer bite her tongue and confronted him, asking what he was up to. This raised alarm for him, and he returned to the table and asked for the check before leaving the restaurant and speeding away in his car, but not before the pregnant waitress ran outside and wrote down his license plate number. Cooper contacted the Department of Children and Family Services, according to Yahoo, but wanted to do more to potentially save an endangered child. She took to her Facebook page and shared the encounter. Coincidentally, a 911 operator named Aaron Caldwell saw the message and relayed the information to the Paris Police Department in Tennessee, the address to which the fleeing vehicle was registered. It turned out Cooper's intuition was right and the little girl was being abused. The parents, now identified as 33-year-old Mark Lee Pierce and 36-year-old Jessica Woodworth, or as I like to call these two sacks of garbage, perfect testing material for our Millstone into the Sea regiment. Yes, yes, into the sea. You don't deserve the sun. You deserve the sea. Off a cliff with ye, with a millstone into the sea. Sounds good to me. The parents, now identified as 33-year-old Mark Lee Pierce and 36-year-old Jessica Woodworth. You should see the pictures of these two genetic lottery winners. Were taken into custody for aggravated child abuse. Sadly, when the police entered the home, they found the baby asleep in a bedroom with bruises on her face and in her hairline. I'm thinking of something worse than millstones. Fire? Yes. And I'm not the set people on fire type. She was rushed to the hospital and checked out before she and the 11-year-old were picked up by the Department of Children's Services. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, maybe? Let's hope not. Cooper is now being called a hero for her instinctive actions. "I couldn't sleep that night. I was so worried. It makes me feel good to know these children will be better off. My heart can now be at rest. Thank you, everyone, who helped me find these terrible people." There is no information as to whether the charges stuck. I actually looked this up. They were both were arrested, and I don't know if they ever made it out on bond. In fact, let's look at another one. See, I've just found another story here, so we're getting live updates here, folks. See here. Okay, $20,000 bond. Markley Pierce and Jessica Woodworth of 422 Inbrew Plain Street in Paris were arrested by Paris police officers and booked into the Henry County Jail. I've heard of that place. As of Tuesday night, they remained there, each in lieu of $200,000 bond. Oh! $200,000 bond? Now, this is back in 2019. You know their asses ain't getting out. Ain't getting out no damn time soon. Nope. Good. Let's see what the comments say. Sometimes comments are, let's see here. Please disable your ad blocker, whitelist our site, or purchase a subscription. Blah, 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 blah. Well, we know they got $200,000 bonds, so their asses ain't getting it. 0 comments. Well, let's see here. There's more to it than just this. Okay, it's basically rehashing the story. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. We know the 2 children were taken out of the home. They also said that the police, when they arrived, it was so... One cop had to step outside. He was so shaken from what he saw. Woo, boy. $200,000 bond. This back in 2019. They may have gotten out a year later, but something tells me... I hope they decided to just leave town. Because I know this area. Once they got out of jail, everybody in town would be gunning for them. For what they did. They would not make it out of town without being beaten half to death. That's just how that's going to go. All right, folks. Woo. I wanted to end on that story. I really, really did. Because, what can I say? It was just... Oh, it just caught my eye. The story about the mother dragging the girl by the hair and that story happened to be on the same page. And it just caught my eye, and I really, really I was like, oh man, I gotta talk about this. Video's been over 22 minutes long. I know, folks, you usually don't like them that long, but I don't know. These stories just touched my heart today, and I felt I had to speak out. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Look up these stories if you want to, and give your opinion on it. I'll just give a quick rundown again on my opinion. The drowned sous chef near the Obamas. Sad, tragic. Let's not take it into conspiracy theory territory, people. Mother dragging her 9-year-old by her hair. Jail. 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 Maybe, just maybe, if I'm in a really bad mood, millstone. Into the sea with ye. Okay, bullshit about vaccine deaths related to Republicans. Still bullshit. We all knew it was bullshit. It's all lies. Lies, lies, lies. Squishy lies. Okay, squishy lies there. And finally, the story of the waitress who caught the 2 child abusers. Kudos to you, Mrs. Cooper. Thank God for you. Millstones for the parents. Millstones. Millstones everywhere. Into the sea with ye, you 2 bastards. Yeah. I'm sorry. You abusing a 2-year-old baby like that? Fuck you. Your ass goes into the ocean. Into the ocean with ye. Ain't nobody missing your sorry asses. But hopefully the children are much better off. Maybe they're happy with their grandparents. Although considering the genetic lottery that the 2 parents won, I really wouldn't trust the grandparents. All right, folks, moving on. I hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope these stories touched your heart in a good way. And I hope you all have a good day and a blessed day. Thank you for watching.